Hi guys, it's me, Kathy. Mrs. Handy, are you? Third time's a charm. Third time I've tried this. Hope you're doing really well and you're having a good summer. And I just thought I'd talk about the news about Juan and Jennifer Mack. So you guys have been helping me out, letting me know what's been going on because I hadn't heard that yet. So thank you guys so much for telling me. And it was big news, what he said. And I always thought Jennifer Mack was somebody, but, didn't really try to figure out who, because I'm always trying to figure out who people are. I mean, it's part of the fun. And he said that he was engaged to Jennifer Mack, and this is on a video from Jerry with a G, Jerry Foley, Foley, and it's, but you have to look it up under Gideon's Army, Gideons. Gideon's Army. The date was 7/14/2022, obviously. So it was on July 14th. And so anyway, at that point in time, when I was looking at all this very intently, I was thinking, okay, so Jennifer Mack is Diana. All right, that's what I'm thinking. So, and that's why she was in the movie The Called with Juan. She was supposed to be the producer, and he said he kept sending her video clips, and that she was going to be, she produced it and all that. And anyway, let's see. So I put in gematrix.org. Okay, wait, take it back a step, Kathy. I'm trying really hard to remember to tell new people what gematria is. And bear with me, you guys. So it's Bible coding, and it's A equals 1 through Z equals 26. And so like A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. And I use gematrix.org, and you take a word, a phrase, or all the capitals from, like, say, President Trump's Truth Social post, or maybe from, let's see, a letter. It could be not just President Trump, anybody, a newspaper article, online, and then decode it, and that's Bible decoding or coding, and it will come up with three categories. So after you enter it in the search bar, and you enter your phrase or word or whatever, then you hit calculate, and then after that, the three choices are Jewish, English, and simple, and you use the third one always, and push simple gematria, and you'll come up with a bunch of matches that are phrases or words that will match in numeric value to what you entered. So they all have the same number value. And then you listen to God, who's talking to you, the Holy Spirit and everything, and you will write down or enter on your phone or put it in your head, whatever you want to do, whatever the matches are that are appropriate for that point in time. Anyway, so that's what you do. So I entered in gematrix.org, Jennifer Mack is Diana, okay? And that equals 155. Funny, because there's a 55 in there for JFKJR, right? And, okay, who is Jennifer Mack equals, no, I'm sorry. Jennifer Mack is Diana equals who is Jennifer, okay? Who is my wife, right? Comes up. Caroline Kennedy comes up. Jennifer Mack is Diana comes up. Remember how I've been talking about that there is no Caroline Kennedy and there never was. I mean, it certainly looks like there was a Caroline Kennedy. I give you that. But I think it's been Diana right along. and that she had contacts in to make her eyes look light blue, and that either she grew her hair or it was a wig. I don't know. You know, the long, straight blonde hair. And anyway, so it also matches, so Jennifer Mack as Diana also matches She Who Smiles. Okay? And The Great Deceiver. Okay? And it matches She Who is Eve matches. Just like what I've been saying. The Diana was Eve. I think Jackie is her twin from way, way back in the beginning of non-time. And they were both Eves. It equals, let's see, confessions. So, what's going on in the Garden of Eden, right? The forbidden fruit was human DNA, in case you're new. So then I tried Jennifer is Diana, and that's 138, and that is, of course, Donald Trump, and Decode the Message. All right, yeah, Jennifer's Diana, Decode the Message. Jesus Unit, and Jesus Unit, they're all together, and they form one. You know, Jesus Unit, they're all like Christ, plural. I can't say it right, but that's what I'm trying to say. Be who you are. That's really funny. Jennifer's Diana equals be who you are. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Hi, guys. Hi, Diana. And American Beauty. Well, she's here. She's American. And Jackie's also there. And she's been playing Melania, too. You know, that's a whole thing. Jackie and Diana are playing Melania. First woman, like, not plural, but first woman. Secret admirer. Oh, that's so cool. Secret admirer. Divine feminine. It's happening. And love me tender. Isn't this fun? Queen of heaven. That makes sense, doesn't it? Dancing with God. My face hurts. I've been smiling so much. True Messiah. Misdirection. Like, of course, it's misdirection. Our Savior. In plain sight. Matches. In plain sight. And that phrase that everybody says now, you know, all of these little phrases that we've been saying, I can't think of any but this one at the moment, but one of the phrases that is real popular is just saying. I'm just saying. Just saying. And that matches Jennifer is Diana. So all these little things that we've been saying have double, triple meanings for what's been going on like right now. And Comedy Central matches. Because it's a comedy, really. Part of this is, I mean, to a point, No More Night. Now, I was just talking in the last video about President Trump says he doesn't sleep. And you can look at it as like, oh, it's just he's exaggerating. He's just very little sleep and all that. But I was talking about how, what if we're not supposed to sleep? What if we're supposed to have sun all the time? Like, I mean, that's a possibility. I think everything's messed up, even the sun. So, No More Night matches. Impending Doom, because of the Beast event. Revelation 11. And it's funny because her name is, you know, her stage name is Jennifer Mack, right? But remember Juan, we talked about videos ago, but he played the role of Jen Psaki, P.S., which is silent, P.S.A.K.I., who was the White House spokeswoman for quite a while under the B administration. And he did that so well. And she's like red hair, you know, the character. It's red hair. And when he was Joseph Patrick Kennedy Jr. before, he was reborn into JFK Jr., but anyway, he had red hair and he was an actor. in Harvard at the Hasty Pudding Club. So anyway, I just thought it was funny that they gave her the name Jennifer, and he played Jen Psaki. And then Psaki is a whole nother story. Leave off the P and say S-A-K-I. And Simon Stanhope on his show on, I keep getting them confused, Bite-Sized Audio Classics that I talk about all the time. He has stories that he reads by Saki, S-A-K-I, and that's a stage name for another guy's name. And it all means something. And Saki, the stories that he reads are hysterical, and they're all coded. Everything on the channel is coded. So he's Junior. And likely just recorded it all at one time. And then people will say to me, oh, you wouldn't have time to do all this. That's a lot. How would he have time? How could he play Jen Psaki? Because he's not in our time. He's not in that straight line time. Okay. And Forget Me Not, like the flower, little blue flowers. Forget Me Not is also Jennifer is Diana. So don't forget me, I'm here. I didn't really die. I faked my death too. Then I decided to just try Jennifer Savin'S. So after they get married, it's Jennifer Savin, right? Supposedly. Savin. Jennifer Savin is 146, which is interesting because 46 is Juan, a number that goes along with Juan. And it equals I am who I say I am. And it equals a final masquerade. Isn't that funny? Oh, wait, I missed something. I always forget stuff because I got it scribbled. I got it scribbled on the side of my notes. So back with Jennifer, let's see, did I miss it? Yeah. Jennifer is Diana. It equals a lovely girl. Hi, everybody. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Diana. Switch out. Now, does that make sense or what? Switch out. Not that person. Long overdue and ducks in a row. All that matches. Jennifer is Diana. Got everything, all our ducks in a row, then we're going to get married. And like I said in the last video about the children, somebody will say, well, the children, what about the children we saw at the rallies that were supposedly Caroline and Junior's? But like I just said, there was no Caroline. And even though it looked like there was a Caroline, it was Diana with contacts in and either a wig or if she grew her hair or who knows what. So anyway, so look at the children. What I'm thinking is possibly it could be children of the future. Like they're coming back for the rally, but they're getting married and the children are born in the future. But those children can walk right back in and sit in a rally, just like everybody else, right? They can do that. So he wouldn't have children with Diana unless he was married. Let's be honest. So let's see. So I wrote down a little bit of what Juan said on Jerry Foley's recording from July 14th. And I didn't write it all. I think it was over an hour. But he said right in the beginning, some people might have heard rumors, big emphasis on rumors, and he says, okay, they're true anyway, but I asked this girl to marry me, and something, I might have had that a little bit wrong, but I'm pretty sure I got it okay. And he said, well, it's the only way to keep getting cookies. Like she must be baking him cookies, right? That's what he's saying. And cookies equals 77, and that equals Christ. You think that's a coincidence? I don't think so. Let's see. And it's the only way, I decided to do that too, is 196. And that equals, yes, I am coming soon. So I'm happy about that. And at 135, and 35 is always a big deal because that's JFK, POTUS 35. So I asked Jennifer Mack if she would marry me here a couple of months ago in Hawaii, and I don't know, she wasn't thinking straight because she said yes. She said yes at 1:45. She wasn't thinking straight, like in the Garden of Eden, right? In the human DNA. The problem was I was going to have the wedding down at Laura Logan's hotel, and he mentioned Tina Peters. I didn't decode everything, believe me, it was a lot. At 2:20, he mentioned August 22nd, okay? And 22nd is a big deal because it's 11/22/63 was JFK event where he didn't really leave the Earth plane, as our poor Janine that lost her channel would say. So, she's still on that show with John Claude. What's it called? I can't think. Somebody put it in comments so everybody will see it. John Claude, not Van Damme. Not John Claude Van Damme. I bet if you search on it, and if you've already watched it at all and subscribed, you'll find it if you just put John Claude in there. And that she's on that, and if you signed up for email with him, I can't remember how he did it, but anyway, he'll let you know that where she's going to be on next through email. So I'm sorry I can't give you better info than that. Let's see. So August 22nd at 2:20, and okay. And he said, I used to do other stuff too, and other stuff like he's been lots of people, artists, singers, philosophers. I'm sure I haven't done that yet. Just all kinds of people. Michelangelo. I did a video where I decoded him as Michelangelo because he carved David, and he was David, and Diana was Bathsheba. So, okay. And then he mentioned at 10. He said I was going to do the wedding there. He's talking about Lara Logan Hotel. I was going to do the wedding there on 10/7, and he said 10/7, and he was yelling, which is 107, of course. And I think the O is for Omega. Juan, like Alpha, like one, Alpha, and then O, Omega, and Savin for saving. I think that's what his name is supposed to mean, at least one way. I'm sure you can interpret it many ways. And then he said, but now all the construction people are not having the supplies. I wonder why. Transportation crisis. Okay, the word crisis, shipping crisis, offshore shipping. So where they were ahead of schedule by 4 months. And when he said that, I just decided to figure out, okay, from the date of the video, what is 4 months? And he said ahead of schedule by 4 months. So it was, it ends up being my birthday, which is 11/14. I thought that was cool. I don't know. So something's going to happen in November, possibly, or it could be 100 years from now. I don't know. Like I said in the last video, you know, me and dates, we're like oil and water. I never get it right. So big disclaimers. But it could be, you know, there was a story that Simon did on his channel that I was just talking about. And Simon had, it was a story, which one? No, I won't go into it. But it's leading me to believe that possibly on, I don't have the title of the story. I'm sorry. So on 11/22, possibly the date that he took himself out of the picture, you know, he did it himself, the JFK, that we could see him. The line in the story was something like, it was a sake. Oh, I was just talking about Saki. Um, it was in a Saki story, and it's called, oh, I remember it. It's called The Open Window. It's only like maybe 15 minutes long. It's a great story. You should listen to it. And it's called The Open Window. And one of the lines really jumped out, and it was something like, strange it would happen on this anniversary, you know, like it was strange that something would, that they would come back, that they would choose to come back on this awful anniversary. So that line, it just made me think, okay, coming back on 11/22. What year? Like I said, who knows? Let's see. He said, now they're falling behind and might not get it done. They're talking about the hotel through this whole thing, but he's always talking about many things, not just the hotel. Might not get done till October, then December, then January. Now, he didn't say it funny like our junior, but our junior put that funny way he said January on purpose. It's not like he always says it that way. And we had Greg Wagland say it like that many times in the episode called The Silver Mirror, and he's on Magpie Radio. So, and he said it like, I think the first couple of words he said, he had January in there on The Silver Mirror. And of course, mirror, right? Let's see. And they said, now they're saying it might not get done, the hotel, till March. Now, I've got somewhere, I don't know where I've got it. It's not right in front of me. I don't know where I've got it. Well, I'll do it briefly. There was, well, there was a battle. There was a battle in World War II, and it was, I'm trying to remember, oh my gosh, I wish I had it in front of me. And it was on the European side of Turkey, and it was, we weren't involved in it yet, but it's the United States. And the battle, I think, I'll read it in another video, but the battle, I think, was, it was the Battle of Gallipoli. I think that's what it was. So if you look up Gallipoli, you'll get the months right. I probably won't get the months right, but they mentioned these months that he just referred to. And I was looking it up for a different reason, and to me, it just all seemed tied together. And to me, it might have comms or something about when the United States gives up, not really giving up in this battle that we will look like we're in, because it's fake. But I think it's going to look like we, say no mas and the B, or, I'm talking about the President B. Looks like he capitulates. So, that's interesting, huh? Okay, whole nother topic beyond Juan. And like I said, that video is much longer than what I just did. So if you want, go ahead and look it up. I mean, I think you'd enjoy it, and you'd probably get a lot more out of it. So, okay, so do you remember Bushcraft Bear? And he was doing the videos from La Palma when the big volcano was going off of Africa. And I knew that wasn't real. I just knew. And he's not whoever he says he was. And other people that saw my video about that said, you don't know what you're talking about, lady. He's been online doing these videos since 2012 and blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, he's been online forever, whenever online began. And he's been doing stuff. So I would not be surprised if he's been online since 2012, like they said, and doing his nature stuff. That's who Bushcraft Bear says he is. He's a guy from Germany. He happened to be in La Palma when the volcano was going off and all that stuff. And Anyway, so I watched a live stream. Now, it's called the live stream, but I missed being live. I wish I'd been there when it was live. And it was on July 24th. And he showed his crooked right finger. I can't do it, but he's got the crooked right finger. Junior has a crooked right finger, and so does President Kennedy, and so does General Flynn. So they're all part of this somehow. I don't know exactly about General Flynn being what he represents, but there's something up with General Flynn, and I know some people think he's a bad guy, but I don't think he is. And anyway, so he's supposed to be back at his, I don't know if he said mom and dad's, but I know he at least said mom's house in Germany. And he wasn't feeling well in La Palma, and he went back to Germany, where he's from. He's got a German accent. But I know that Greg and Simon on those two channels have a British accents, two different areas of England, I should say, not just British, but two different areas of England. And they sound a little different and all that, but they can sound like, these people can sound like anybody they want. Anybody. So, let's see. So anyway, it's supposed to be at Mom's house, and there was a big sailboat behind him. And to me, that's like a comm for the Beast event and the yacht or ship or whatever it is where it happens, because you're not going to be just hanging out. Well, I suppose you could be hanging out on the water. You could be sitting at a bar or something near the water in the ocean, like right on the coast, wherever. And I think it's North Carolina. I really think there's a good chance it's North Carolina. I don't know if I've already said that. I don't think so. And then there was a funny light above the sailboat, and it looked like the moon, So it was just funny that was all set up like that, and everybody arranges what's behind them. So that wasn't by chance, and nothing is by chance with Junior. Let's be honest. So I hope I get this right. This is a lot of scribbling, but so in this live stream, several things jumped out as usual, and he mentions rabbit. He mentions a rabbit. He mentions riding a horse. He said horse riding, but we know what he's talking about, horseback riding. And we already figured out that Jackie is a white rabbit, and Diana is a white rabbit, right? And everybody knew that Jackie rode horses. There was a lot of photos of her riding horses, and Jackie Kennedy. And let's see what else. I gotta read my scribbles. And he said, my plan, right? And he said, at 2 minutes, which is important because it was like I talked about on the fives, and this was at 2 minutes even. He said, safety installations, which to me is like the fallout shelters for when it's the fake N thing going on. N-U-C, right? And he mentioned, what else did he say? He mentioned, got a staple over my words. He said, oh, the internet was out, and so he had to go to a cafe. No, wait. Oh, wait. The live stream was at his mom's house. This was on a different date. Sorry, I didn't write that to tell you that. So the first one was a live stream, and that was, what date did I tell you? It was the 24th. The one I'm doing right now is a few days later, the 27th, because I was going, no, it wasn't at his mom's house. It was at a cafe. So he said he went to a cafe, and he said the internet was out. So here we have plan, rabbit, horse riding, safety installations, internet out. He said no access, and at 1:23 on that video, he said, oh, I hear a lot of birds. The birds are tweeting, And his Secret Service name was Lark, which is a sparrow. So, anyway. And then at the end, he was, I don't know if he's in the same place or in a different place, but at the end, he had, he was in purple lighting. Like he looked all purple, and purple is 88, and that is Trump, but it's also false, like I always say, flappy things. I'm getting my direction screwed up with my camera. It's opposite, you know. So false flappy things, and plural, okay. So that equals 88 and purple. And he says in every video, because he's got a German accent, he doesn't say video, he goes video with a W. And video, I can't say it like he does, this is good, you're going to love this. It equals 41. It equals a liar, on purpose, right? I'm not saying he lies about other stuff. Anyway, a liar. And it equals, oh wait, did I do that wrong? Yeah. Video. Oh, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. Video is 86. I was reading the wrong thing. Video is 86, and it equals alert, begins, drone, like a fake plane, a drone, pickle, mess, and Oscar, like winning an Oscar for a fake scenario. Okay, alert, begins, and Oscar. So that's what video equals at 86. Now I go back to 41, and 41 is cow, and the reason I said cow is because he showed these cows. He showed all these cows. Now, Juan has done funny things like that, where he showed cows. Like, you don't see Juan, but you see his feet, and he showed wherever he was. He said he was on his ranch, and he showed out a window, or maybe he was maybe he was in a truck, I don't know, and he showed cows up on a hill. And one of them looked fake, if I remember right. Like, it didn't even look like a real cow. It didn't move, and it was just like it didn't look real. So that was probably on purpose too. But anyway, cow is 41, and that equals, like I said before, but I said it too quickly, is a liar, faker, joke, because he's not Bushcraft Bear, you know. He's not, he's playing that, but it's Junior. Okay, a liar, faker, joke, LMAO from, slang, WR, and he used to call in as W to shows for 17 years, Juan said, that he called in as W on different channels. And so WR, and R is the, Aranon. Remember the R post that wasn't on the 17th letter post, but it was something separate, and everybody was decoding who it was. And it was Junior. And let's see. So WR, Lacey, Lacy. And Lace was Jackie Kennedy's, his mom, supposedly. It's really whatever. Social Security. SS. I wrote SS. Secret Service name, not Social Security name. Yeah, so Lace was her name, like Lark was his name. They all began with L. Yeah, I don't remember what Caroline's was. And so he was Lark, she was Lace, and President Kennedy was Lancer. And that's why when the Lancer jets went over Mount Rushmore, that's why they were there, because of his Secret Service name. And remember, John was up on the top of, he was on top of George Washington waving. So, let's see. Oh, and this is funny too. Peas, P-E-A-S, the vegetable. Peas is 41. And do you remember I don't know if it was the last Thanksgiving or before that, President Trump named the two turkeys that he pardoned peas and carrots. So one was peas and one was carrots. Well, peas equals all that. Faker, joke, all that. So I like that one a lot. And do I have any more on him? Yeah, that was it for our bushcraft bear. And in a previous video about the volcano, I have all the decoding about his name. So if you want to see that, go ahead and look at it. And the other day I realized that Make America Great Again has a lot of A's in it. And A's to me, like A's are like alpha, right? Alpha and omega. And so there's 6 A's in there. And so there's like 6 alphas. And you can look at it as 2 pairs of 3, you know, and because I've been thinking for a while now, and I've been getting in coding, that there's 3 male gods and 3 female gods. So I thought that was cool. Let's see, what else do I have to tell you? I can't remember. And you know how President Trump will say, we will make America great again, right? So I did we will, because that's before what I just worked on. So we will has the 2 W's, so I'm thinking, you know, when he used to also call as Wayne Willott, you know, W. So W really stood for Wayne Willott, I think was the idea back then. So Wayne, and he sounded very nerdy. You can listen to him on, I don't know if it was called Rogue News or Rogue Money at the time, but, and look how that name is spelled. You've got the W, and then you've got 3 W's and Wayne Willott, yeah. No, you got 2 W's, sorry. But in Willott, you've got 2 L's and you've got 2 T's. So you've got 2 W's, 2 L's, 2 T's. So you've got like 2 pairs. So I don't know if that means anything, but I thought that was, you know, and it could be the reference to the twin, you know, his twin, John. So it could be all the twin idea that Wayne Willott is referring to. So WW, because there's 2 W's, I thought, well, I'll do that. That's 46, and that's Juan, and it equals accent. So 46 is accent, right? And we just did Bushcraft Bear, and we were just talking about Simon in his channel and Greg on his channel, and with the British accents, they sound like anybody they want. He could sound like a woman. Diana could sound like a man. That's why I think Diana has been, at least part-time, been doing President Trump, and you know, with a big rubber mask on, obviously, and she could sound like whatever she wants. I don't think it's like she's there's a voice recording of President Trump. I think she's talking just like him. I really do, because I just know it. I don't know. I feel like God's talking to me. He's talking to you. So don't think I'm thinking I'm so hot stuff. I'm just saying that he's talking to all of us. And I feel like I've just tuned into some little frequency, and sometimes I feel like I just know something, you know. Okay, so what else does 46 equal? G.I. Joe for Joseph Patrick Kennedy Jr., right? G.I. Joe, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's why G.I. Joe had that name. I mean, everything is tied together. It's not a coincidence. The Matrix, right? It's just all working together. G.I. Jane, you know. I am, like 2. I am, I am. Dead again. Dead again. Ascend. Dead again. I can't get my hand in there. Dead again. Ascend. D5. Okay, remember our favorite Anon, our 17th letter posted D5, and everybody's there's many ways of looking at D5, that everybody's figured out, but this is one of them. It equals Juan. And all this other stuff, dead again, accent, all that. And it equals K9. And remember Greg Wagland, And then we had, and Greg Wagland reads Sherlock Holmes, and somebody who played Sherlock Holmes, his stage name anyway, was Basil Rath, R-A-T-H, Rathbone. And he played in movies. He played Sherlock Holmes in the 40s. And bone, dog, right? Wrath, anger. W-R-A-T-H is like being angry, the wrath of God, right? And then this is the actor's stage name was just an R-A-T-H, bone, Rathbone, but it sounds the same. Let's see. What else do I have? I don't remember where I got this number from. I don't know. Anyway, I did 84. I don't know where I got it from. I must have been thinking, but I didn't, working on it, but I didn't write it down. Men in Black is 84, and that's like the alien attack. And I don't have it in front of me, but I listened to War of the Worlds, and boy, that's intense if you never listened to the original broadcast. Not like CBS Playhouse, where their actors are doing it, but we have the original where Orson Welles is doing it, and it says in YouTube, original broadcast. You really should listen to it. That was pointing towards what's going to happen now. So I'm sure that's why War of the Worlds was put on, and there were people all over the country that thought it was real, and they took off and they were heading for the hills to escape the aliens. And remember President Trump? I've already said this before, but oh wow, that's 84. And Michael, I think you say it Michaelmas, but it looks like Michael, M-A-S. And it in England they talk about it as like it's a term. Michaelmas is the name of, I think, the first term in college, and then I think 1 out of 4, and it's celebrated September 29th, before it's autumn officially. Let's see, but here, okay, that's over there, I think. Here it's the day before, the 28th, and in Eastern churches on the 29th, so they're all very close together. And in the old days, like way back, land was exchanged and debts were paid off. So I thought that was cool, but who knows if that is important. And the date was changed. This is just a blurb I saw about it. In 1752, when the Gregorian calendar was adopted. And in the 19th century, I guess what they had before this happened, they had a lawless hour where people could do anything they wanted and not get arrested. So it was like 1 hour. So I suppose they could have robbed people and everything. So in the 19th century, no more lawless hour where chaos could happen without arrest. So that was something there. And it's celebrating St. Michael. And from what I read in one article, it said St. Michael cast the devil out of heaven. But I also read that a group of angels did it. And honestly, I can't remember in the Bible exactly how it went. So if somebody wants to comment, feel free. And okay, so that's about Michaelmas. Let's see, what else is 84? Rosebud, which just happens to be Orson Welles in a movie, Citizen Kane, and he said, Rosebud. So, you know. And that's like a famous thing that people know from that movie. And it's interesting that I've been talking about War of the Worlds and Rosebud came up. So that, to me, that's just, you know, it's an association to Orson Welles, and Orson Welles is the most famous for War of the Worlds, I would say. So, and also Rose is a reference, is 57, and that's a reference back to Mary. So it's a lot of different things. Reconcile matches Oh Wow and all this. Iran, W-A-R matches. So reconcile, which is a phrase that our favorite Anon, a 17th letter, talked about. He had that in there more than once, I'm sure. Several times, I think. I think it was in the beginning he would say that. And let's see. Coughing, floating, deep breath. Okay? That sounds like the Beast event to me. And it's funny, in the last, I don't know about that one I was just talking about before with, we was talking about Jennifer Mack, who is Diana. Let's see, Juan has been saying a lot, like, everyone has to take a deep breath. I'm sure you've heard him say that. And so deep breath matches all this, which is fascinating. And deep breath goes along with the Beast event, right? Everybody take a deep breath before we go down, or you go down, or whatever happens. And, okay, then I was thinking about the movie White Squall, and it's a 1996 movie. It's really good, and it's got a huge amount of 17th letter phrasing, like where we go one, we go all, and a ship's bell that has it on it, just like President Kennedy. That's what this movie was done for. I mean, that's why this movie was out, so that it's like a breadcrumb, and you go back and you just go, oh, that's what they're talking about. And then when people finally realize that this was so well planned, maybe they'll understand how important all this is and what's going on. So at the end, well, maybe I shouldn't tell you the end. Okay, so if you're going to watch the movie White Squall and find all the 17th letter phrases, don't listen to the next few seconds. Okay? That's just a warning. So just go ahead just a few seconds, and I won't take very long. Okay? I'll stop in case you're not near the computer. Okay. At the end of the movie, the ship captain's wife, okay, like an Eve or somebody like that, drowns in a white squall, which is like a sudden wave storm kind of thing that just pops up out of nowhere. And she's drowned at sea, and he can't save her. So I kept wondering earlier, like, is Juan gonna be there trying to save Diana? He'll probably be there, but when I think about this movie, I'm thinking, okay, he couldn't save her, so he probably doesn't drown. I mean, I've talked in other videos where I think that they will go down too, the guys, Adam will go down too, but if you go along with this movie, that doesn't work. So, oh, and news, okay? Have you heard about the monarch butterfly? I'm sure you have. It was all over the news, right? The news that we are all manipulating and writing, you know? So, the monarch butterfly is on the endangered species list. Did you know that? in case you didn't know. Wrong. I don't think it's on the endangered species list. As soon as I heard it, I knew it was fake. I just knew it. So many things I work on in headlines and all that, they're just fake. They're fake. And to me, the other meaning is the Queen of England is on the endangered species list. Monarch, right? Monarch butterfly. Isn't that great? I thought that was so funny. I just was like, I heard that and I thought about it and I was like, you guys are so great and funny, and I just love it. I love not all of it. I don't love all of it, right? But I just love part of it. Okay, so back in the beginning of June, I had some notes where I thought, okay, he's probably been a famous singer too, our junior. And I mean, he was Michelangelo, so why not be famous singers like right now? Like, why not? So I listened to Yacht Rock, and Yacht Rock is on XM, Sirius XM, and you can listen to it on an app, but you have to pay for it. But they have this funny DJ. I think I've talked about him before. There's a DJ on there, and he talks like a and he just talks. I can't even describe it. And everything when he comes on, it's always something. He says something funny, and so I'm thinking, oh, could Junior be doing that? Could he be, just recording a bunch of phrases that this guy says and they play it, So on Yacht Rock, they play Christopher Cross all the time. And my husband doesn't like it because you hear Sailing by Christopher Cross every few songs, he says. Well, I don't think it's that often. And other songs that he does. And I looked at the name and I thought, Christ Cross, right? That can't be a coincidence. You got Christ and Cross in his name. And so I worked on it some more. And so his name, his original, supposedly, his name was Charles Geppert. Geppert. And his stage name, Christopher Cross. Okay? So, okay. I'm going to start with Charles, because his name was Charles Geppert, and it equals Ruby. Remember when we first saw our junior, I talked about this just recently, and he had the sign, Women for Trump, and it said Ruby Cute on it. Well, Charles happens to equal Ruby. And what else does it equal? Twin. Okay, and we've been talking about twins, and we get coding all the time about their twins, John and John, and that's why they said his nickname was John. The nickname was John because it's a John and a John, okay, and they're twins. Let's see, Rocks. And the music that Christopher Cross did, in case you've never heard it, I mean, I doubt it if you've never heard it, it's called Soft Rock. And Charles equals, at 66, also equals, it's me. Okay, then Geppert, Geppert, is 87, and that equals Junior. Can you believe this? I was right. I'm sure I was right. It equals Vincent. Well, I mean, Junior equals all these things too, not just Geppert, obviously. King of all, the Oracle, Sleeping Confused. Remember I always talked about with the cross, with the poison that doesn't kill people, but it made them look like they were DOA. They were gone. So that's why he's brought to the cave or whatever and just walked away. Sleeping Confused, right? I said that. Junior, I don't know if you realize this, but Junior also equals Abe Lincoln. So that's another story to look into. So put Charles and Geppert together and you get 153, John Kennedy Jr. So, what do you think? You think Christopher Cross is Jr.? At least when he recorded or in the beginning? And I remember when I saw him, because I saw him when it all began, I think that big album that he did with Sailing and everything came out 79, and 1980, I mean, that's all you heard. And he was a little heavy looking, a double chin kind of thing, and his round face and all that stuff. And I remember, we didn't have like music videos, and we didn't have things where you could see, and Christopher Cross, it just had a flamingo on the front. I'm sure that means something, but I don't know what flamingo means. And anyway, it was like a green album. Oh, green with Kennedy, right? And the flamingo. And what am I trying to say? I don't remember. So I thought, finally you got to see him. I don't know if it was a concert or what, but I finally got to see him after a while of listening to all the music. And that's when I saw he was a heavy looking person. And then you didn't see him anymore, like on different events or shows. I mean, people on TV shows, or like Johnny Carson and people like that, would have all these famous bands on, and you didn't see him. Like, he was like the top one, and you didn't see him on all these things. So at least I don't remember it. So I was thinking at that time, way back, like, okay, so they're not having him on because is he heavy and they don't want to have him on? Like, I thought it was weird. And but what if it was because they needed to have somebody else do the singing, Or could it have been there was a real guy that sings, and could sing that music, but Junior was imitating that guy, just like the imitation with the English accents, the British accents. So it could be a lot of different ways, I guess. So then you put, so Christopher, so his stage name, Christopher Cross. So Christopher is 139, and it's You Found Me. And Christopher Cross equals Kid by the Side of the Road, Juan's book. And it equals Search for the Truth, Mysterious Enigma, like something you can't figure out, like this. Here is Your Proof, right? And what else? Reveal Hidden Truths. And then listen to this. Remember, I was saying all those years ago, I thought, well, they don't want him on because of his round face and he's a little heavy, right? That I'm thinking that all that time ago. Well, here we go. Christopher Cross equals, he is stupid looking. Can you believe this? I don't know sometimes, You talk about well planned. Oh, and there was another Junior sighting. I mean, he's just doing all kinds of stuff. And like I said in the last video, if you think he doesn't have time for it, he's not in our time. He's not on a straight line time. He could do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. So on the 15th, there was a video. Was it on the 15th? No, it was July 14th. And it's a video. I can't remember what I was looking for, but I wasn't looking for this. And this found me. And I think I was supposed to see it, how these things go. And it was West Virginia Governor Jim Justice. So we have a J and a J again. And it's a John Jr. That's who that is. And another kind of big person. And let's see. The video was 35 minutes and 50 seconds long. So we have a 35. We have a 50 on the end for comms, and we have a 55 in the middle for JFK JR. That's what JFK JR is in simple gematria, in case like you're new. Jim Justice is 119. That's Secret Lord, Dead Man Walking, right? Because everybody thinks he's dead. Birthright, Happy Ending. And his right pointer finger, just like our bushcraft bear that I was talking about, right pointer finger is crooked. So just a wee bit. And he's a character. I mean, it's really funny to watch these things. It's really funny. Especially this one was really funny. So, oh, and then, okay, this is just a little blurb I wrote down from Greg Wagland's Magpie Radio, and it's only a tiny little thing. I mean, it's not long. In the episode, it was a Sherlock Holmes audiobook, like on his, like I said, on Magpie Radio, and he's reading it. It's Junior, and it's called The Illustrious Client, and one line that I jumped out was, both Holmes and I had a weakness for a Turkish bath, you know. And so both, two, had a weakness. And then at 1:35, like for JFK, I found him less reticent, and then there's a gap because they said something else, and more human. And okay, so we have both, so two, we have a weakness, and at 1:35, and more human. So the two had a weakness for humans. I'm not saying Holmes did. I'm saying in the Garden of Eden. Okay? He has something else, a reputation for arranging delicate matters which are to be kept out of the papers, like secret. Okay? They're talking about someone there that they saw at the bath with the reputation for arranging things so everything stayed secret. So I thought that was really interesting. So, two had a weakness for human DNA, like I've been saying about the Garden of Eden. So, anyway, I have to eat dinner. So, I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. I thought that was really a different bunch of stuff to bring up, you know, between Bushcraft Bear and Holmes and everybody. So, I love you guys. Look out for each other. Try to talk to each other. That made me happy if I saw you guys talking. And thanks for any donations, like I was saying. There's links in the description of the video if you want to help. And if you're watching this as a premiere, if it says premiere, it's recorded, but you can still chat, at least while it says premiere. And you can donate on that too, at the bottom of the chat right there. So I love you guys, and take care of each other. And Mr. Handy says hi too. I know he does. So have a blessed evening or morning. Bye-bye.